wait, it says here they hunted them. What do you mean they hunted them? Groundhog Day, not just a great Bill Murray film, celebrated every February 2nd, where we wait to see if a groundhog sees their shadow, which somehow forecasts the length of winter. So yeah, where did this idea possibly come from? Well, like many modern holidays, it's a mixture of Christianity and Germany. Well, what would become Germany? February 2nd is Candlemas, the technical end of the Christmas season and celebration of Jesus being presented at the Temple of Jerusalem to officially become Jewish. Candlemas was also used by some to predict the weather, i.e. if it was cloudy, spring would come sooner, but if it was sunny, they had 4 more weeks of winter. And no, we're not sure why they chose that distinction between sunny and cloudy days. Honestly, you'd think it'd be the reverse. And we also aren't quite sure where the 4 weeks came from. So this eventually was combined with a bear back when they had an abundance of bears in Germany because, you know, bears hibernate, hence why they would come out of hiding. But as the bears died off, it changed to the fox in some areas, but more widely the badger. There's even an old German saying that basically translates to, if the badger sunbathes during Candlemas week for 4 more weeks, he will be back in his hole. I know that doesn't sound particularly catchy, but it rhymes in German, but unfortunately I don't. So it became if a badger came out on the 2nd and it was sunny, causing him to see his shadow, then another month of winter was in store. Again, we don't know why 4 weeks or the sunny and cloudy days. Okay, so how did Badger Day become Groundhog Day? Well, first it was brought to America by the Pennsylvania Dutch, kind of like donuts, and badgers weren't as common to find in the area as groundhogs were, plus it somehow changed from 4 weeks to 6. Why? Again, we're not sure. What we do know is that mentions of Groundhog Day go back to 1840, and the modern holiday version that's celebrated by entire communities rather than small groups of individuals began in 1887 in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. They may or may not have celebrated it in 1886, but we know for sure that it became a yearly thing in 1887. It was run by the Punxsutawney Elks Lodge, which eventually turned into the Groundhog Club. Their original vision wasn't so much about groundhogs predicting the weather, but more about hunting and eating them. Yes, the groundhog hunt and picnic was a thing. It was typically held in late summer, normally September, but it didn't catch on quite like the holiday on the 2nd did, and the last account of one I could find was in 1913. Also at the picnic, or feast as they sometimes called it, they served what was known as Groundhog Punch. We don't have a recipe for it, but it supposedly tasted like a cross between chicken and pork, because yeah, that's what good punch tastes like. So now every year folks in Punxsutawney gather at Gobbler's Knob. Yeah, I know how that sounds, and it was named that either because it was known for wild turkeys or because that's where they ate the groundhogs. And contrary to what a lot of people believe, the celebration really wasn't that popular. The typical attendance for the shadow reveal was about 2,000 people. However, nowadays, well, before, you know, all this stuff started, they were starting to get about 40,000. Why the change? Because of Groundhog Day. Yeah, the film. Tourism has skyrocketed since its release and has become a national news story every year. Oh, and the groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, was supposedly named after Prince Philip in 1961, but again, we're not quite sure why.